Hi, I'm Dr. Arand from Concordia Seminary. When I think about the topic, the fluctuations of faith, I tend to think of it in two ways. First, I begin with the promises of God in Christ. Those promises of God in Christ are like nutritional food for the body. In this case, the promises of God create faith. They call for faith. They strengthen faith. And so faith grows strong as the promises of God dwell within us as we reflect on those promises, and God works through those promises to keep us close to Him. The Bible, when it talks about growing weak in faith or even falling away from faith, well, that's usually occurs when people look away from the promises of God. It's like eating poorly nutritious food. Looking away from the promises of God, then faith has nothing to rest on, nothing to cling to. In other words, then faith begins to grow weak. So faith is as strong as the promises of God. The second way I think about the fluctuations of faith has to do with how we feel about our faith, how we experience that faith, and how we process that faith. Christians at one moment may feel strong in the faith, another time weak in the faith. Sometimes we feel cold, sometimes we feel warm in the faith. But once again the key is not that we look inside ourselves, not that we look internally to see whether we're strong or weak. Once again, faith looks outward to the promises of God in Christ. And so regardless of how I feel, whether one day I'm up, one day I'm down, the promises of God remain true. God remains faithful to those promises. So in both cases, whether it refers to faith itself or how we feel about faith, the promises of God are the key.